Hey, my friends. Welcome to Faith-Led Healing Podcast. My name is Tammy Treyer, and this is episode number 10. You can find the show notes for this by going to faithledhealing.com/podcast-10. So welcome back. Today, I want to talk to you about why I chose the name for my business, Faith-Led Healing. I think it's really important. I think it's important for you to know why I chose and also my thoughts behind it and my intentions as a big theme over my entire practice. I've always had God in my life. He was always there. I wasn't always present and always pulling into him. But I look back and I can see his hand in so much. But what really changed the trajectory of my life was my healing journey in 2016. I've mentioned it before. I had life-saving surgery from breast implant illness. I was flat on my back for over a year. I was really not well. And it's taken me the last 8 years to get myself to an extremely wonderfully and very blessed, healthy space and place. And when I first ended up having issues, it was a progressive 6 years of declining health. I was pulling into God. I was praying for answers. During those 6 years, I was self-diagnosing, treating my adrenals and my liver and my kidneys and just trying to nurture my body, not knowing what was causing me to feel the way I did. I do have a bit of an aversion for the medical system. I've always tried to lean towards natural medicines. I was introduced at 14. It wowed me. It led me here. And I don't like being poked. I don't like being prodded. I don't like extra radiation being put into my body if I don't have to. So I was self-diagnosing and I got really, really unhealthy as my body kept declining. And I did finally make the choice to go to a doctor. She did a bunch of tests and she confirmed my aversion when she laughed at me and was basically saying that everything I was experiencing was in my head. So that was the confirmation I needed that I was on my own. And I kept praying and praying, and it ultimately came down to, and I will share my testimony on another video, my full testimony. God diagnosed me. Plain and simple, straightforward. God diagnosed me. God also led me to the doctor that I went to, who was in Georgia, and was the only one in the country at the time who had a detox protocol in place. I knew well enough that what I had going on, especially when God diagnosed me, was going to require a lot of detoxing. At that point, I couldn't sit, I couldn't lay, I couldn't stand. It hurt. I was inflamed, my organs were swollen. I'd gained 40, 50 pounds. It wasn't in a good way. I had my explant surgery. I definitely felt relief. I started the detox. But it was a progression and it was a long journey. And when I spent that first year on my back, the first couple weeks were pretty rough. I did not want to be there. I did not want to be there at all. at the time I was a type A. I'm a recovering type A. I choose slow and intentional now. But I heard God say to me, I have you right where I need you to be, and I'm going to use you from this place. Loud and clear. So I resigned to that place. It wasn't easy accepting help. It wasn't easy asking for help. I'm usually the helper. So it was a new season in my life. I was flat on my back. I could read, I could watch things. I was kind of limited, but I didn't let it stop me, and I didn't let it limit me. I bought a journaling Bible, always felt like I was defacing a Bible if I wrote in it. But this was meant to be colored in and to be used. It was also in the NLT version instead of the King James. I struggle in the King James with the these and the thous. They just sort of mess with my head. And I started reading and I started coloring. And there is science behind this, that when you color, you retain things better. And I did. And I understood it. And I loved it. And I enjoyed it. And God and I got really close. Really close. That's why when you hear me praying on any of my videos or in my sessions, I refer to him as Papa. It's not disrespect. He is my father. But he is my Papa. That season we got really close. And my faith grew so deep because prior to being diagnosed, I was praying for him to show me and to reveal to me what was going on and to show me what I needed to know. And he did. And he was answering my prayers in his timing. He was answering my prayers. And he showed me. He divinely and intuitively led me to everything I needed to know and do for my healing journey. Because shortly after being explanted and started on the detoxification protocol, it was a couple years, but my doctor disappeared off the face of the earth. So I no longer had anybody to coach me and guide me. And I knew that there wasn't a lot of people in the medical profession that knew how to treat what I had going on. So God guided me. And I've seen the depth of his guiding now that I've been schooling and I'm an integrative health practitioner. It was very awing to see how I intuitively knew, divinely knew, exactly what I needed to know, exactly at the right time. And I had such brain fog, but I gleaned enough to benefit myself. And now I know the science behind it. Now I know why he led me to what he led me to. So I also hit a point where I felt like I was numb, like I no longer had emotion. I didn't get sad. I didn't get happy. I'm happy. I'm perpetually happy. But it's like I didn't get worked up over things. I didn't worry. I didn't have fear. It was just very strange. And then all of a sudden it dawned on me one day, and I believe it was him just, the Spirit just speaking to me, revealing to me that it's not that I'm numb, it's that my faith had grown so deeply that I no longer experience fear or worry. I don't get upset when things don't go my way because I'm blessing and praising him that it went the way it did, because he obviously has something better for me, and that wasn't for me. I get stuck at a traffic light. I wonder if there's something ahead, if there's an accident, if there's, if you hit all the traffic lights one day, why? It's been an amazing journey. I look really forward to sharing my full testimony with you. You will be wowed. So, I no longer deny God. I no longer withhold saying something or loving on somebody in a particular crowd because I might offend somebody. I did do that. A good bit of my life. And I watched my grandfather and my grandmother, who wore their faith on their sleeve, doing some really amazing things. They are, to this day, even though they're in heaven, my biggest catalysts in my faith. I'm married to an amazing godly man. His family is an amazing godly family. I'm surrounded by the right people. I prayed that God would bring good, godly people to surround me, and I am surrounded by the best people you could ever ask for. And as a result of my journey, I had that added to my sleeve, as well as this, which is probably backwards on the screen, and it says faith. And the dragonfly has significance too. Everything always has significance to me. Dragonfly was something I always was enamored with. And my dad was not doing well 2 years ago. Well, a year ago in October. And I went to see him, and after I booked my ticket, I kid you not, there was a dragonfly in the sky in the clouds. It was amazing. So I've always loved the dragonfly. Now I associate that dragonfly with my dad, because when I really would enjoy them the most was when we'd be fishing together and they would be hovering over the water. So hence the dragonfly. A little side note, little rabbit trail there. But I wear my heart and I wear my faith on my sleeve. And when God nudges me, I am obedient. I don't think about it. When he nudges me and he tells me I need to do something, I listen, I yield. And I'll tell you what, I am a adrenaline junkie, I guess you could say. I love chasing the wild. And I've always thought stepping out of my comfort zone was the most wild thing I was ever doing, and riding my Harley and doing all this crazy stuff and living off grid and being in the wilderness. It's wild and it's awesome. And it has really impacted my life. But what is impacting my life even more and is more wild than I could have ever imagined is chasing Jesus. So my practice is created with the intention of helping people mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And that is why it is faith-led healing, because when we bring all of those things together and we nurture all of those things and bring them all to a balanced place, I promise you, your life is going to be amazing. Yes, there's going to be ups and downs. Yes, there's going to be hardships. There's going to be tears. But your life is going to be so different. You'll be functioning out of a different place, out of a different headspace. And you're going to love your life. I love my life so much. I love what I do. I thought that what I was doing before was what I was called to do. I'm an author. I'm a writer. I educate on our off-grid lifestyle. I've been encouraging and inspiring people for 13 years in this arena. And I loved it. But this is the most, hands down, the most gratifying thing I've ever done. Watching God's hand, not only in my life and on my life and my family's, but in my sessions and in my clients' lives and on their bodies, and just seeing the transformation. Wow, how powerful. How powerful. So I want to encourage you. You know, some of you may be following me and you're not of faith, but you somehow landed here. And I just want to encourage you to stay. I do wear my heart and my faith on my sleeve, and I do talk about Jesus, and I'm not ever going to change that. I will not. But I also have a lot to share with you, a lot of knowledge that you can glean from. And if you can look past the fact that I am an extremely faithful person, I know you will gain a lot of information here. People tell you not to bring faith and politics into your business. But faith and Jesus are what created my business. And that's why it's faith-led healing. Now, I just wanted to say to you today to remember the reason for the season. And remember that you need to also bring all four things together: mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And, you may believe differently than I do, and that's fine, but you need to balance all four. And, I mentioned the reason for this season. One of the greatest gifts we have on this earth as a Christian is knowing that Jesus died on the cross for our sins. He was birthed this time of year with such purpose, and he had a plan. And through his birth and his death and his resurrection, we've been given eternal life. Our sins have been forgiven. And I want each of you to know that he has a plan and a purpose for you too. And the day you were birthed, it was already pre-calculated. It was already known. What he has in store for you is already written. And if you don't know what that is, ask him. I spent my 30s desiring to hear his still small voice, and nobody could tell me how to go about it. Well, I'm going to share that secret with you because I figured it out. While I was flat on my back, I figured it out. I was 46. The secret is seeking him. Seek him deeply and wholeheartedly. And ask him questions. Ask him all the questions you have. Why me, God? It's okay. You can ask that question. If you're sick and you're hurting and you're flat on your back, you can ask him that question. The beautiful thing is you can ask him anything. You can be mad at him if you want to. He still loves you. He wants a relationship. You hear this controversy over religion, the church, relationship. All he wants from us is a relationship. If you have an aversion to the church, that doesn't mean you can't have a relationship with God and with Jesus. Seek him. Read his word. Ask the questions. And just keep seeking and keep praying. How do you pray? You just talk to him. I talk to him just like I'm talking to you right now. Sometimes my dogs don't know whether they should be listening to me or not because I'm constantly in communication, and sometimes it's out loud. Call me crazy, if you will. That's all right. We are called to be peculiar people, and I own that. I totally own that, and I'm totally good with that. And you are peculiar too, and I mean that with love. He's gifted you. You've got talents. You've got purpose. He's got a plan. And if you're questioning that today, or you're questioning why you're on this earth, keep seeking him. He'll show you. Know you're loved. If you need support during this holiday season or any time, I'm available to you. All you have to do is email me at support@faithledhealing.com. I will respond. I read everything. I am here to help the hurting. I'm here to help the happy. I'm here to help anybody that comes my way. Because we all need loving. We all need help. We're all sinners. I don't judge. I just love. Know you're loved. Know there's a purpose for your life. If you're unhealthy, if you're sick, if you're dealing with depression or PTSD or past trauma, whatever it is you're dealing with, if you have a hangnail, reach out to me. I know I can help you. I know I can help you balance your life. It's not just a healing practice. It's a lifestyle practice. I want to teach you guys how to put things in place to create lifestyle hacks that are going to give you longevity and happiness and a long life. And it's really a passion. It's a deep passion. If that doesn't show today, I don't know what will. We'll make it show. But know you're loved. And know it's okay to be peculiar. I did say I own it, but I'm going to tell you something, and I want you to know this. If you're younger than I am, if you're older than I am, I want you to absorb these next couple words that I have to say to you. You are valuable. You are courageous. You are beautifully and wonderfully made. And we are called to be unique. If unique sounds better to you than peculiar, own it. But the more important thing that I want you to own is being you. More than anything on this planet, be comfortable in your own skin. Don't give a rat's behind what anybody else thinks. Nobody. I serve one. I aim to please one. When I serve him and I please him, it enables me to be the best wife, the best friend, the best mother, the best practitioner. And that's what I desire to do. And that is what I'm doing. And I have had such an amazing 2023 of finding myself in a deep way and 100% being totally comfortable in my own skin and not caring at all what other people think. Understanding that I am not defined by somebody else's inability to see my worth. And that applies to you as well. I'm going to repeat that. You are not defined by somebody else's inability to see your worth. My beautiful mother-in-law shared those sentiments with me when I needed to hear it more than ever. And they have stuck with me since. And I'm sharing those words to you today because there's a lot of us that are carrying a lot of baggage, and we're going to talk about that moving forward. We've got a lot of topics to cover this coming year, and I'm going to be teaching you a lot of lifestyle hacks and how to balance the four most important things. But be you. Start right now, today, and be you. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of whose you are. And seek him. Seek him for everything. You build those faith muscles, those are the muscles to build. So those are my encouraging words for you today. Remember the reason for the season. Celebrate him as he celebrates you. So I will see you on the next episode. Again, this was episode 10. You can go to faithledhealing.com/podcast-10. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. You guys take care. Be you. And God bless.